These are the 5 most common misconceptions that people have when buying a car. The first one actually surprises me because so many people don't understand this, but you do not have to do your service at the dealership that you bought your car from. You can do it at any dealership. For example, let's just say you get a really good deal at a dealership 8 hours away on a Kia Telluride. By all means, you can buy that car from the Telluride and then do your service at a local dealership. This is totally okay, this is acceptable, and nobody's going to look at you funny. Sure, some dealerships have their specific maintenance plans, but by no means you have to use them, or you can just decline those altogether. Do not get trapped into this because it can save you thousands by shopping just slightly out of your local area to get a great deal. Number 2, dealerships are negotiable. You can negotiate on the price of your car. If you are paying MSRP, you are overpaying for your car. I'm sorry, guys. Almost every dealership is willing to negotiate. There's very few cars that I can think of off the top of my head, and they're very rare cars that 99% of us aren't buying. Like maybe we're talking about an Escalade ESV V that you can pay MSRP on, and that's considered a good deal. Or a BMW M5, sometimes that's considered a good deal at MSRP. But or 911. If we're talking about a RAV4 Prime, for example, you can pay invoice or $3,000 off this car. A TX, you can save $2,000 to $3,000 off this car. Guys, if you're paying MSRP, you're overpaying. Number 3, I'm telling you guys, the best way to get a good car deal is not being mean and being a Karen. It's actually just being nice and being courteous. Be strict. Understand that you have a line that you're not willing to cross, but make sure you're nice. It doesn't matter how the negotiations are going. Always try to make people laugh. I try to have fun. I will tell you that surveys, when it comes to customer experience, are a big deal. And if a dealership's going to lose money to sell you a car, they want to ensure they're going to give a perfect survey. Also, salespeople don't control numbers. The managers do. And a salesperson can work you to make you pay more for the car, or they can work their manager to convince them to give you a bigger discount. You want that salesperson on your side, so they're working their manager, not working you. Number 2, it is okay to think about it. So many people think that they have to be rushed to make a decision or else this deal is gone tomorrow. Guys, I'm telling you, I don't care what the dealership says unless it's the last day of the month and rebates are going to change. If a dealership offers you a deal one day, they very rarely, if ever, change it the next. Now again, rebates can change things a little bit, but unless it's the end of the month, that doesn't apply. If a dealership does actually change the deal the next day, just don't buy from them. It's not worth it. There is always another car. I'm telling you this is the second biggest purchase of your life. There is no reason to rush this. And the last one is probably the most important, which presence is not power. If you've bought a car over the last few years, you've probably heard this phrase, presence is power. You'll get the best deal if you come in store, or we don't negotiate it over the phone. We only negotiate in store, so come on in. Guys, I'm telling you, I hear this all the time. I negotiate car deals for a living, and I'll tell you I can get 95% of dealerships to crack. I use one simple phrase when a dealership says they won't negotiate over the phone, and this is very easy going to determine how well this dealership's going to work, which is, hey guys, I bought a lot of cars over the years, and over those years, what I've realized is that if a dealership makes my life so difficult just to get a number over the phone, they are never easy to work with in the store. And I don't care what you say here, but I'm working with multiple different dealerships. I would much rather reward a dealership that is upfront and honest and can make my life easy just by giving me a number than making me play games in order just to get numbers on a car. I mean, I don't go and buy a television from Best Buy without knowing the numbers before I go in, right? I need to know the numbers on this before I step in. And this normally makes a dealership crack, because when you start talking about being upfront and honest, what is the salesperson going to say? You know what? We're not upfront and honest. We're going to lie to you and we're going to steal from you. We're going to say, well, let me go talk to my manager. And that manager is probably going to crack and give you some numbers. Are they always the best numbers? Maybe not. But I promise you, you'll get numbers. And I had a deal that we did on TikTok Live yesterday. We got $4,000 off just by bringing this one phrase for a dealership that said they didn't negotiate over the phone. Now, you want to get this in writing, obviously. Don't just trust that dealership. But this is the best way to save thousands off your next car.